Who are you?
I'm Rob Garcia, VP of Product at Lending Club.
Yes. What do you do? What's your company doing? It's like a crowdfunding, but you don't call it like that.
No, I mean it starts with the same concept of crowdfunding, but what we do is we allow people to invest and borrow from each other directly, bypassing the traditional banking institutions or lending. And by doing this, borrowers get a better rate and investors get a better return. Investors are actually investing in those loans directly.
Are you considering yourself as a competitor of bank, or you are another field?
We are replacing a little bit of the role of the bank lending role of the banking system, and so we are definitely competing in the same space.
Something a point you raised during the keynote is that you think innovation in the banking system will come from ecosystem and not from big players or big banks who used to innovate by themselves and not listen to the rest of their environment.
Right.
Why so?
Because I think, so what's happening, if you look at what's happened in the last 5 years, the banks have been busy trying to figure out what's going on with the financial crisis. And during that process of them trying to figure out what's happening, there's a lot of financial innovation that's happening from startups and new companies that are taking the back end and the core systems and taking it to the next level, disrupting the space. So what's going to happen is banks are actually acquiring innovation by going into mobile or incorporating social media. But the overall ecosystem of banks being the infrastructure, the core infrastructure of the banking system, and this whole new group of companies that are coming up with innovative, disruptive ideas, that's where the innovation is coming from. It's from this whole ecosystem that's being formed by these two groups that seem to be against each other, but they're not. They're kind of merging and integrating into the whole ecosystem.
Are these companies, the bank, listening to that? Are they keen indeed to go in that direction, or they still are reluctant to open up and do that like this?
As you listened during the panel, Citibank and several other banks are more open than others. But yeah, I think banks will have no option. They'll have to become more innovative.
Last question. Some people say that the biggest competitor of banks will be mobile operator and some big players like that. Do you think it's the case that the startups will?
It'll be interesting to see what happens. Mobile payment is definitely an interesting future development that is here, and it will happen. The conversation is going to be around what is the banking and the payment infrastructure and who's going to use it. Is Apple or AT&T or Facebook going to create a payment infrastructure, or are they going to use the payment infrastructure that exists today provided by the banks? That's really the big questions.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome.